to make custom glow textures for Morrowind. Um, and basically, this is what they're going to look like. So glow textures, when you have low lighting in the area, they will basically glow on your item, whatever it is. So the first thing we're going to do is I'll show you what it looks like real quick with looks like that with full lighting and then that with no lighting. Um, First thing we're going to do is get our UV map. We made one in the last video, and I'm going to continue to use the same map, UV map for this model. Um, if you haven't already, just get your map. This one is UV project from view from the Z, and I just rotated it and scaled it. Um, and then you go export UV layout and make sure it's either 128 by 128 or 128 by 256. And then we're going to go over to GIMP and we're going to open that file, and it's called Blade 1 PNG is what we saved as last time. Control scroll to scroll in, and then we're going to add a layer, and this will be our texture layer. And we'll go down to this layer and we will just fill in the background using the fuzzy select tool, and we'll just go to the texture layer and we'll just fill it in with black on this layer with the bucket. And then we will go back, or um, we'll hide this layer, our base layer, now that we have the outline, and we can add a text box. And we'll go and just fill this in, and we want to go, we'll just do the same one that I showed you at the beginning. G, enter L, enter O, enter W, and then we'll select each of the letters and we'll just make the lettering smaller. And this time we will just create the color, and we'll just go with a light blue, a tealish color. This is just an example. This isn't a great design, but you might do something similar on something with like some ancient writing or something like that. Um, so now what we're going to do is File, Export As, and we're just going to call this Blade Glow, and we're going to select the file type and export as DDS image export. And for this time, since we have the text layer, it's going to be a separate layer from the texture layer. We'll just go save. Instead of the selected layer, we'll change it to all visible layers, and then we can just export that. And then in Blender, we can come back here and we'll just go back to layout, and we'll scroll down in the Morrowind shader options that we already have applied to the blade. And we have Blade 1 DDS as our base texture, which is this red texture. And then we'll add Blade Glow DDS as our glow texture. And then we'll select the whole model, and we can use UV map. Just that might cause an issue if you don't have the UV map selected, but we'll just select the whole model, and then we will export as Morrowind NIF, and we'll just call this Tutorial Sword 3, and then we'll preserve material. Everything else is alright. Export the NIF, and then we'll open it in this Tutorial Sword 3, and as you can see, we have a glow texture applied to the sword. When we increase the lighting, the sword comes back into view, but when it's dark, you'll see this glow texture.